Happy springtime. I'm Brigitte Marsden for Senior Moments. The long, long winter is over, so get outside and enjoy the smells, sounds, and sights of the season. And when you come home, take a rest and watch Senior Moments. Senior Moments covers events and activities at senior centers in the Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti area, such as the Ann Arbor Senior Center, Turner Senior Research Center, the Pittsfield Senior Center, and the Ann Arbor Community Center. Also, the show provides valuable information for senior citizens on such issues as health, wealth, finance, and entertainment. Senior Moments is a monthly show. It premieres on the last Sunday of the month at 5 p.m. and it reruns 10 times a week on CTN Channel 16. Also, you can watch the show on YouTube. Please log on to youtube.com/CTN Arbor to view current and archive shows. So stay tuned to Senior Moments and stay healthy to enjoy your April.
Hi, I'm Mitch with CTN. Did you know CTN is available on both Android and iOS platforms for free?
That's right. You can find us on the Cablecast app. Just look up CTN and all your favorite local programs are right at your fingertips. But that's not all. CTN is also on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. If this is for you, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Then navigate to the About tab for instructions on how to set it up on your device. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can watch our live meetings and all of our CTN-produced programs at youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. So come watch CTN, where we aim to connect, create, and communicate.
Welcome to Senior Moments. I'm your host, Brigitte Marsden. For many seniors, maintaining good health is the highest priority in their lives. However, serious health issues can sometimes happen suddenly, no matter how carefully you monitor your health or how regularly you check your condition. How would you prepare if your doctor told you that you have been diagnosed with a serious disease? Today, we would like to hear the story of Mark A. Harris, who is a cancer survivor. He is also a fitness instructor and has appeared on the show a couple of times before. Mark, thank you for coming, and I know you have been here twice, and I had a pleasure to meet you. And also, the viewers like to know a little bit about you, where you were born and how you ended up in Ann Arbor, and just a little bit, about, so that we'll know you better.
Okay, all right, very good. So I was born in Ann Arbor at the old St. Joe. I was born there, and it's 1956. My parents met at U of M, and we lived in, which is called Westland now. Back then it was Inkster, Annapolis Park. And so getting here, I went to school at Eastern, and after that I met my wife, and then we moved. She was in Ann Arbor, so we were in Ann Arbor, and then we're in Ypsi now. So we're in this area. Yeah, very good.
Wonderful. You have to come here again, So also, because I have my notes,
Yep.
So we want to know, I know you are a cancer survivor, and what, we would like to tell our audience, it's how and when you were diagnosed. How did you find out?
All right. First of all, I'm not big on the term cancer survivor, so I'll use it because that's what the people use. But to me, it was just another event that happened, and I'm not gonna let cancer define who I am.
Right.
So, I did my yearly checkup in 2011, and my PSA was high. So my PSA was high. It was 5.2 2 or 3 or something, and at that time they wanted to be a little bit over 4. No, they wanted to be under 4. So, but my doctor said if you had ridden a bike or engaged in sex, you the PSA could be high. PSA is prostate specific antigen. It's from the blood draw. So he said come back in a week. Well, I forgot. So in 2013, I was having another yearly checkup, and this time my PSA was 13 point something. Now remember it was 5 at the beginning, 2011. Now it's 13. So, and in the cancer,
quite a bit higher, yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit higher. So in the cancer world, if you have what they call a doubling, if it doubles, so 5 would have been 10, you got to start doing some extra screens and things. So being 13, now it has my attention, and so a friend of mine is a physician, and we talked, and so I started figuring out, well, what do I need to do to get treated? How do I need to get treated? So, also, I got, again, it's October 3rd, 2013. October the 9th, 2013, 6 days later, my son was diagnosed with a different cancer. And so I became a patient and a caregiver within 6 days. So that was a different journey.
Well, that probably changed things tremendously for you, probably.
Yes.
You were more concerned about your son.
Yeah, absolutely. So
yeah.
The thing is, I was blessed that I had prostate cancer, and it was a slow growing cancer. So I could focus on my son because he had, it was within 2000, so on Sunday, I got diagnosed on a Thursday. Sunday, we got word that he was going to have an operation, but really it was a biopsy. And when I went into the hospital, I couldn't see anything, maybe a pimple, but within about a month, the tumor had grew out to here. So it was so I could just focus on him because I had, again, my prostate cancer was slow. I could focus on him, and so we went through until he got treated.
So how did your family feel about this? I mean, it's a double whammy.
Yeah. So yeah, yes, it's interesting. So when I called my daughter, and her mother, Michael's, it's my ex-wife. Mm-hmm. So I called my ex-wife first, and she wasn't home. So I called my daughter, and so I told her, that I was diagnosed with cancer. And so when she talked to her mother, she said, "Dad, sounds so calm, but because it's." I as the man of the house, it's my role to make sure things are steady, make sure things. So, and by the grace of God, that's kind of my demeanor anyway. So, but so they just supported, but they didn't. I didn't see a lot of. They probably had a lot of fear and anxiety, whatever. But I really didn't see too much of that.
How old was your son?
My son was 30 when he was diagnosed, and then he was 31 February the 9th, and then he died February 27th. And
so how did he take it?
Well, there's a saying, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. And
so because you don't know what's going on, you always think the best is going to happen. You think the best is going to happen, and he was just. I remember in the hospital after he got diagnosed, he was saying, "I'm going to be known as a cancer warrior, cancer, or this kind of thing." So he's very much in the comic books and things. So he just kind of saw it as a kind of a superhero thing. So he was quite positive because you think there's going to the ending is going to be good.
So how did you spend your time? I mean, what was it? How since he was diagnosed, and when did he pass away? I mean, what was the time in between?
4 months. 4 months. Yeah. So we'll go back to when he was diagnosed. We received the diagnosis on Wednesday. So I went over there, and I picked him up, and and it was great because I had been diagnosed first. So my son at the time, 30 years old, my 30-year-old knew everything in the world. So he wouldn't have listened to me if he hadn't been diagnosed first. But because I had been diagnosed first, he listened to me. And so when we got together, Tim McGraw has this song, "Live Like You Were Dying." It's a great song. And in fact, the song talks about that you received this cancer diagnosis and what did you do? And so we listened to that song, and so as a parent, I went more into a dad mode as opposed to, a traveler mode. We're on the same journey. I didn't freak out, oh, my son has cancer. It was kind of like, okay, let's go do this together. Let's support each other. And so it was more like two travelers on the same road. So then we just supported each other. And mainly him supporting because, he had a lot of different things. And we were over at St. Joe at first, but his cancer was growing so fast that literally, today is Thursday, if you saw Michael today, and then if you saw him tomorrow, you could actually see something new on
Already
his,
grew, yeah.
Yeah, on his tumor.
So that's so sad, and then you think about the short time and so, and then how did you feel after he passed? Did that must have affect you in a way, or it did not?
Well, so after Michael's pronounced dead October, like I said, February 27th, 11:02 p.m., and I go home, and Dr. King said you have to calmly, honestly look at yourself at times. So so I did. Okay, Mark. Now again, at 11:02, he was pronounced dead. So about an hour later, I'm at my table, my dining room table, and I asked myself, Mark, whenever people ask how are you, how's your day, you always say fantastic. Well, are you fantastic now? And I thought about it, and the scripture came to me, 1 Thessalonians 5:18, in everything give thanks, because this is the will of God of Christ Jesus concerning you. And in the King James word, everything is two words. So, which means good or bad. And I found out I'm making the definition of good or bad. This is just something that happened. But because it was God's will that it happened, I just felt better. I felt much better. So I went in there, and I told my daughter, I said, I shared that scripture. The other scripture was that it's appointed for man that wants to die, and it was Michael's appointment. That was his appointment. There's nothing we could do about it. But
so how did your daughter, did he have other siblings?
No, that was his, that's his only sibling. So she of course, she took it to heart. It was her brother, but one thing you learn is life goes on. Life goes on. It's just, and it's easier. I won't say easier. It's just something that you just have to do. Life goes on. Life goes on. Yeah. So
how did your process in treatment continue?
Yeah. So I was going to my appointments, and so then after he died, I could really focus on myself, of course, and then so May 1st I had a prostatectomy. I had
the surgery.
Yeah, radical prostatectomy.
Right,
yeah. They took out my prostate, and in fact I posted a picture on Facebook. I was in the Florida Keys, Florida Everglades, in August. So 3 months later, I was on a jet ski, and you can see the dolphins in the picture. So again, life goes on by the grace of God.
I know. But still, you probably thought about, well, what's happening to me, But you did very well after the surgery?
Yes, very well. Yeah, so by the grace of God, so this is the 12th year. I haven't got checked this year, the screen yet, but so right now we have 11 years of undetected cancer. And I'm using the term undetected on purpose. You know, sometimes you hear people say you're cancer-free or you're cured of cancer. Don't like either one of those terms because, and I know my wife called me persnickety, and when she said that, we were having a passionate conversation, we'll say. And so I had to go look it up. I said, oh, hey, I don't know if you're calling me a name or what. So, so the thing is, if you tell a person, and I've seen it, you tell a person they're cancer-free and it comes back, they're devastated.
Right.
You know, a friend of mine 2 years ago, after 13 years, it came back. Well, you know, but if you use the term is detectable or undetectable, the fact that it's undetectable, that I know it's still there. Maybe it's just so small, and it is. It's so small. In fact, with my son, Dr. Spector, Matthew Spector, he was a surgeon at U of M, a beautiful, beautiful guy, great human being, great physician. He's at the University of Pittsburgh now. But anyway, when he came in for the consultation, he said, "We think we got all the cancer." I didn't hear the "we think" at all. We got all the cancer. But I do remember him saying it could be small as a pinprick. And sure enough, that was November the 12th, December 18th. It metastasized through his body. Yep. So yeah. So I've been, by the grace of God, I've been 12 years undetectable.
So you are very active. I know you. You know, you're a motivator. Maybe you can tell us a little bit. You know, what you're involved in.
Well, yeah, I've just been blessed to turn around and to help other people. I belong to several. I'm a cancer ambassador for the American Cancer Society. I'm the patient advocate for the GU committee for NRG oncology. GU is genital urinary. So those cancers like bladder and prostate things. I'm on the University of Michigan Local Cancer Center Community Advisory Board.
Right, yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. It kind of sounds like I'm bragging when I...
No. I think people are very interested in it.
Yeah. University of Oklahoma, I've been to, this is the first year I haven't gone on Capitol Hill to ask for prostate cancer research. So we go to our legislators and a research fund. I'm a reviewer for the DOD, the program, prostate cancer research program, and so on and so forth. I just try to stay busy.
So maybe to our viewers, what kind of advice can you give them? Well, especially the men, you know.
Yeah. So thing number one, get your screenings. And nowadays, men used to be very, very wary of the DRE. They call it DRE, digital rectal exam, but they're not advising that so much anymore because the prostate is round. This is the rectum. So when you're only touching the back part anyway. So just get a blood draw, but you have to ask for it. It's not a standard ask. It's not a standard screen. So they're going to more than likely they're going to draw your blood and get your all kind of thing. So ask for the screen. So that's number one. And then know your number. When they get your PSA, know your number. I've talked to men, and men say, well, my doctor knows. But the doctor is not you. You need to know. I need to, because when that number moves up or down, especially up, you want to be aware of that.
But did you have any symptoms before or nothing?
No, there are no symptoms. For the beginning of prostate, there's no symptom. In fact, it's called the deadly cancer because the visible cancer because
you don't know.
That's
right.
There's no symptoms. There's no symptoms. Usually, if you have symptoms, it has it's later stage.
Yeah.
If you have symptoms.
It was very different with your son. Did he have some indication or something why they found out with him?
Yeah, but his was different. I think at the University of Michigan, it was the second case of that type.
Oh, I see.
In June, he had pain for a while, but they were talking about they thought it was his teeth. They thought it was all kinds of other things. But they didn't come upon what it was until October. Yeah, so it gave him steroids. They came all kind of things.
Yeah. So is there anything else you would like to, let our viewers know, you know?
The main thing is to really just get your screens. Get your screen. You have to, you know, and for African American men, so for the screen for the prostate cancer, men are diagnosed 1 out of 8, but African American men 1 out of 6. So usually they tell you to get.
Is it less for African American men than?
No, yeah, but more because so.
Oh, more.
Yeah, because you know instead of 1 out of 8 for every 6.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So you need to. So they said if you have family history, and now there's a gene called the BRCA gene, and the BRCA gene is for BRCA, breast cancer, but the same gene is in prostate cancer at times. So if your mother has breast cancer, the likelihood that the son increases that he's going to have prostate cancer. If the dad has a prostate cancer, the likelihood of the daughter having breast cancer goes up. That's the BRCA gene.
I never heard this.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah. So, but again, that's what they call germline. So that's about 10% of all the cancers. So, but still, you want that. And then there's a lot of genetic testing as well. So but try to get if you're more susceptible to prostate cancer, again, black men, people with history of cancer, you should probably everybody should probably go around 45. Even though I've heard some people say 50, but I think 45 is better. And then if you're black or you have it in family, go when you're 40. Yeah, go start your screens when you're 40. And again, it's just a blood draw. So you should be going to get your yearly physical, but just ask for the PSA.
So basically, if you have, let me see, if the father has prostate cancer, then the sons should definitely be tested for, I mean, definitely early, like in their 40s and so on.
Yes.
Because I have 3 sons, so I have to double check and see if they already did this.
Absolutely. So that, and then also the daughter. So.
Oh yeah, right.
Actually, your children. Period. It doesn't matter. Your children should check. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Because the earlier they get it, the earlier they find it, the better off the outcomes are just much greater.
Well, and there's so much research done in the meantime.
It's very survivable.
Go back like 20 years, I think you wouldn't be able to do so much.
In fact, in 2018, you'll see this giant jump. So, for instance, President Biden, what he had, his diagnosis, before 2018, they would have gave him about a year. But now, you can expect basically 5 years from that, So, and let me talk about that. So people say, how come President Biden, how come they missed it? The thing is, the USTPF, the United States Preventative Task Force, they make recommendations of when people should get screened or not. So they said that they have a thing that if you are 69, stop, get your cancer screen, because that the average age of death is 75. So, and they said you're a survivor if you last 5 years. So that's why they tell you to stop it at 69, because 5 years is basically 74, 75. So they think that you shouldn't get it stopped. But suppose you live longer, like President Biden, he was 82. So that means he should have kept his screens going. And so I would recommend everybody forget what the statistics say. Like my mother just died at 96. So I have the potential to live longer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I'm going to, a young man asked me last year, you going to keep your screening? Absolutely. I'll keep screening every year until I can't get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so I think we pretty much covered everything, and there's nothing else you could contribute or say.
No, I don't think so. But I'm around, so just if people have questions, thoughts,
they probably can get the information, and can contact you.
Get in touch with me, because I'm connected at a high level in many different places. So
Well,
Yeah.
thank you again.
My
And it was a
pleasure.
pleasure meeting you again,
It's
seeing you
always
again.
rare,
And
yeah.
I'm so happy you're healthy
Yes,
and you're
ma'am.
enjoying
Yes, ma'am.
life.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
And I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Same to you. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
again.
Oh, my pleasure. All right.
Thank you for joining us on Senior Moments. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Brigitte Maassen, and I wish you a happy Easter.